Hey y'all, what's going on? This is Ezra, and welcome to another rendition of the Unscripted Minute. This is very impromptu, and I'll tell you why. I just had my very first therapy session. Hold your applause. Um, but yeah, this was way overdue, and I think this was no better time than to go ahead and get some counseling. I'll be honest. I mean, as I've spoken to you guys before earlier in the year, or not earlier in the year, but a month ago. Yeah. Um, I've been dealing with a lot of grief, a lot of losses. My aunt, my aunt Vanessa, my grandmother, Taylor, my aunt Debbie, um, just a whole bunch of stuff. But also there's been good things that have been happening as well that you guys may have not, that I haven't told you guys yet. Like, uh, you know, I, I republished my book. It came out a couple years ago. I'll be doing more stuff with that. And um, I was, what's the word? I was put on an app called Uptime. I'll make another video talking about that. I was um, interviewed for Voyage, the magazine, and I guess the greatest of them was that I got accepted into a MBA program at Adelphi University. So I'm getting my MBA in business analytics and just very excited with that. Grateful to God for all these things that have been happening, but I am hurting because the people that I knew would have been by my side to celebrate me and just to see these accomplishments and successes come to pass, they're no longer here. So I think for me, it was very needed to have a listening ear, to have somebody who is well equipped in dealing with these situations, to just give me the advice and to just be an ear for me to let up my frustrations, my all my emotions that I'm dealing with. What really sparked it was my mom. She had called me one night, and I'll be honest, sometimes I'm an open book with my mom, and then sometimes I'm just very short in communication with her. Don't know. Or I kind of do know. Me and the therapist spoke about it, but um, she literally read me like a book, and she just said, "Have you thought about counseling? Have you thought about therapy?" And I was just like, "Oh, sugar honey iced tea." Like, she knows what's up. I mean, that's my mom. She knows me. But when it hit me like a ton of bricks, because it was just one of those things like, my goodness, I've been running away from getting help because I somewhat could think of, I can get this stuff together on my own. And that's never the case for anybody, especially us Black men. So when she told me that, I had contacted some resources that could help me to get some counseling, and boom, here we are. So I put it on Threads the other day that, I'm very excited for therapy. And it was all that I thought it was going to be, and then some, just to be able to pause for a second and just to let everything out. I didn't cry yet. Almost did. He almost got me. But, and there's nothing wrong with crying, but I, for once, for once, it just felt like there was no type of, it was just no type of, what's the word? With expressing myself, there was no type of, how should I say it? Like, when it wouldn't have been held against me. That's what it felt like. Speaking to him, I could have just let loose and just share how I felt and how I see the world and just how I see all the situations that I've been dealing with. So it's been real good. It was real good, and I can't wait for the next session because we got a lot more to unpack. And with him, we have similar backgrounds of me being a preacher's kid and just going through life trying to just figure it out, having our moms as the number one fans in our lives, being go-getters, um, high achievers, if you will, just all that and in between. So I'm glad that I found somebody that has a similar mindset as me, and also too can just tell me the real, because that's what I need, and I think that's what we all need. So I'm excited for what's to come. I think I'll do some more unscripted minutes of how I'm feeling after these sessions and things like that, because we all need s- some sort of therapy. I think is very helpful for us. I mean, everyone's situation is different, but we all just need that person to talk to, and that person to listen to us and just give us some solid feedback. And if you're one of those that just say, "Oh, I got Jesus," yeah, you're lost in the sauce, dog. Not saying that he's not a great help. He's the biggest help, the biggest of all. But there's also people who are doing the good work on this earth that are tangible, um, to just help us out in any situation. So, with the session, just realizing of how much of a thinker I am, how honestly very family oriented I am, and you know the way I deal with grief and losing people, how that's kind of just helping me in a little bit and just figuring out how to process these things. You know, it's just needed. It's just needed. So this is for everybody. Get a therapist. Black men, yo, find you a therapist. I'm sure there's so many resources out there for free counseling and things like that. And people too, if you're listening, if you are a therapist, or have mental health resources, yo, hit me up so I can give these resources out to people who are looking for these kind of services. But yeah, yeah, this is the start of something new. I'm very excited to I'm very excited for change, for the change of my mental and my mindset, and to heal from the things that I've absolutely suppressed, that I thought that work and building things would kind of help me get through it. But just to finally look at myself in the mirror and realize that I got work to do and that's okay. And to give myself the grace to go ahead and get through it. That's something that we all need. So this was very impromptu, but I think it was needed. And if this sparks you to get some help, go get some help. And I think that's it. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.